Hey guys, good morning and welcome. I'm super happy to see my Pilates peeps. Today is a good day because it's Foam Roll Friday. So we will use a foam roller today for props. So let's grab that foam roller and get started. We'll reach that foam roller straight out in front of us. Bend those knees just a little. Let's twist to one side, come to center, twist to the other side, come to center, and and continue for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. Then let's take that foam roller, we'll place it over to the right side, take that left arm up and over. Just enjoy that side body stretch. We'll hang out here just for a moment. I'd like to take this opportunity, guys, to request of you to keep your workout with me today pain-free as always. Let's come to center. Take that foam roller, put it over on the other side. Reach the other arm up and over, feeling that side body stretch. Yep, so comfortably uncomfortable is okay, but pain is not. So if you're feeling pain, please stop what you're doing, which is causing those sensations, and do something different. And come to center. All right, next we're going to take that foam roller behind us. We'll place our hands onto the top of the foam roller, and then let's just take a few steps forward. So I'm interested, you guys continue. I'm interested in a stretch right across here. And if it is not available to you to place your hands on the foam roller, that's okay. Just imagine that you're pressing a giant beach ball together with your hands, and you'll experience the same sort of a stretch. Yeah, this is such a good stretch. I love this one. Ooh. Yep, and just enjoy that stretch and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. And then let's come back to center, and we'll take the foam roller in front, one hand on top, other hand on top. Take a few steps back, lean forward, framing your ears with your biceps. Just coming into a really nice forward stretch. If you wish, you can rock onto those toes and back onto those heels. Feeling that stretch in the hamstring area for 3 and 2 and 1. Find stillness and then softness in the knees. Roll up to a standing position. Wow, that felt really good. All right, guys, then we'll take that foam roller over to the right side, and we'll place that right hand on top. We place the left hand onto the waist. And we'll softly bend those knees, kick that left heel forward with that leg straight. I'm moving so you can see me in the mirror. And then stick that booty way out behind you, and with a flat back, lean forward. Yep, so it's a tiny move. You don't need to bring your chest down to your thigh. In fact, I don't want that because I want your back like super flat, sticking that booty out. With those toes up, you should feel a really terrific stretch. All up and down that back of the leg. Just enjoy that. For 3 and 2 and 1, and then let's come back to center. Whoa, yeah, so I'm noticing that one leg feels quite different than the other after that stretch. That's kind of cool. We'll do that on the other side. So we will soften both knees, kick that right heel out, leg is straight, toes are up, stick that booty out, and then hinge from the hips, which is different than creating that roundness in the spine, and just enjoy that stretch. Happy Friday, you guys. I'm filming from Coretown Pilates in Southern California, and we have rain and clouds, and I love it. It's so fun. It's kind of rare for us to have that here. For 2 and 1, and come back to center. Well done. We'll keep this foam roller over on the left side, and then keeping the knees together, we will bend the right knee. So I'm saying keeping the knees together, that is different than bringing the knee forward, okay? So keeping the knees together, bend that right knee, and then feeling a nice sensation in the hamstring. If you want a different stretch and it's available, you can reach back and grab onto that foot or that ankle or that pant leg, and still keeping those knees together. Press the heel towards the tush in a manner that feels good for you, and then take those hips and press them forward. Yeah, so just in pressing those hips forward in the stretch, you should really feel that stretch kick over to those quadriceps in the right leg. Whoa, feeling this quite a bit. Breathing, navel is tucked to the spine. Whoa, still keeping those knees together, a bit of a balance challenge. And if you want more of a balance challenge, guys, you can begin to lean forward, kicking that rear foot into the hand, and maybe, finally, if it's available, maybe reach that arm, opposite arm forward. Yeah, loving the balance, you guys, and breathe for 3 and 2. Okay, here's the tricky part. Gracefully come back to center. Well done. Yeah, you guys look awesome. All right, we'll do that on the other side. So taking the foam roller over to the other side. And then let's bend that left knee. And again, moving so you can see in the mirror, we're keeping those knees together. Yep. And just hold that. And then if it's available and you want a different sensation, you can reach back and grab onto that ankle, that foot, that pant leg. And then keeping those knees together, let's press those hips forward. And just enjoy that stretch. Aww. One of my students has a dog who's walking through the screen. Really cute. All right, guys. And then if you wish, you can begin to kick that rear foot into that hand. And then finally, if you wish and you feel solid this morning, you can hover that hand above the foam roller and or maybe reach those fingertips forward. Yep, looking good, guys. So balanced. If you're watching something that's still in front of you, it will help you. For 3 and 2 and 1, and slowly, gracefully come back to center. Well done. You guys looked awesome. Okay, let's take the foam roller and we'll lie it on to the mat. And we'll come to the very front end of that foam roller. And then we will bend the knees, raise those arms forward, come up to standing and do it again. Continue. You are breathing, going into a little bit of a squat situation for 3 and 2. And then the next time you're down, stay down. Open those arms to a T. By the way, those knees are behind the toes. That is important for protecting the knees. And then guys, from here, let's twist to one side, come to center, twist to the other side, and center, and continue. And breathe for 3. Feel like a little kid in the field. And 2 and 1, and come to center. And then let's bend the knees. And then place your hands onto the foam roller, and however you wish, we're going to come to a seated position on the foam roller. So we will come to the front end of the foam roller with the tush, and then lie back on the foam roller. All right, so we're lying on the foam roller. It's going up and down the length of the spine. Please make sure that your head is completely supported on the foam roller, and then just begin to gently rock from side to side. So I work out live with my students 3 times a week, and they were telling me this morning they're a little sore, and I am as well. So this feels really, really good. So just enjoy that. And breathe. I know it's pretty crazy, guys. We've been doing this, I don't know what, 2 years now, ever since the pandemic started. We started these Zoom classes, and it's pretty cool that we can still, change up the workout enough that our muscles are like, oh, that's new, and get a little bit sore. I love that. All right, breathing, just enjoying this rolling from side to side. You have little rows of muscles that go up and down each side of your spine, and this is a terrific opportunity to massage them. Notice if there's a little space between your waist and the carrot. Depending on your anatomy, there might be, and that is totally fine. That's what we call a neutral spine. And that is different than an imprint, which is where you try to make your back super flat against the foam roller. So I'm not asking for an imprint. I'm just asking for a neutral spine and just rock from side to side. I mean, we could do this like for the whole session, and I would be doing my job as a Pilates instructor. This is so good just to open up that posture, open up that heart. Yeah, in all my years of being a personal trainer and teaching Pilates and all the other things that I've done, I feel like this right here is the best thing to help correct poor posture. And breathe and just notice how fabulous that feels. I know we've been here for quite a while, and the longer we stay here, the more permanent the results are. All right, guys, let's roll over to the right side of the spine and then roll all the way out as far as you can without falling off the foam roller, and then just come back to the spine and do it again. So we're just really focusing on that right side. And notice how it feels rolling over that shoulder girdle area. If you wish, you can kind of move your arm through space to be able to slightly target the area from slightly different angles. And just enjoy. Notice how you're feeling that all the way down into those glutes, which we worked quite a bit this week, so that's probably feeling pretty good. For 2 and 1, and then let's roll back to center, guys. And then we'll roll over to the left side as far as we can without falling off. Looking good, guys. Yeah. And just roll out that left side again. If you want to move your arm so that shoulder girdle rolls over the foam roller in a different manner, you're welcome to do that. Oh. And just enjoy. Breathing. Wow, feels so good. Man, I love this foam roller, guys. It's pretty amazing. Whew. All right, we'll hang out here just for a little bit longer. Focusing on that left side. All right, for 3 and 2 and 1, come back to center. All right, so just the center of your spine is up and down on the foam roller. Let's open those arms to a T, again, making sure that head is completely supported. And then we'll sweep those arms up overhead. So if we were standing, it would be like our arms are up towards the ceiling. And then open those arms to a T, and then bring those hands down towards your hips by the foam roller. By the way, let's pivot those palms so they're facing up as we're going through this range of motion. And just enjoy that mobility, feeling that stretch in the arms as we move through different positions in this circular motion. It's like we're making snow angels, by the way. And again, this is like the best thing for posture. We're training our head to be over our shoulders. We're going through a range of motion with those palms facing up, which is the difference or different than leaning forward with our palms facing behind us, kind of that gorilla posture, which I don't know about you guys, but I constantly have to work to prevent that from happening in my body. For 2. And the next time those arms are open to a T, pause. All right, and just take a moment of stillness and feel how your shoulders feel after that activity. And then, guys, let's reach those arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. And then we will take the right hand down to the hip, the left hand towards the mat overhead, up to center, and switch, and continue alternating from side to side. And again, feeling those shoulders moving over the foam roller should feel pretty good. Going for that shoulder mobility, posture correcting, just hanging out, breathing, and enjoying. looking good. Oh, I thought I saw a big tail wagging, but actually it's someone's arms moving. That's kind of funny. All right. Well, I bet if we all had tails, they'd be wagging right now. In other words, that's kind of a, yeah, so this feels fabulous. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's reach those arms up to the ceiling. Pivot those palms so they're facing towards your knees. Open those elbows into a goalpost. See if it's available to bring those elbows all the way down. And then reach those arms back up to the ceiling and lower those elbows down. And continue. And again, just going for that posture correcting, that shoulder massage, that feel-good moment. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's bring those elbows all the way down, guys. And then let's pivot those palms so they're facing down. In other words, we're in a goalpost and our arms are bent in a right angle. Keep the bend in the right angle, but lower that angle in space such that those fingertips touch. And then bring those fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then bring those fingernails down towards the mat. And notice if that's more challenging to keep those elbows in contact with the mat, that would certainly be true for me. Just enjoying that stretch. And then bring those fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then bring the palms down to the mat. And then up to the ceiling and fingernails to the mat. And continue making this robot type movement. Breathing for 3 and 2. And then next time those fingernails are down, pause and just enjoy that stretch. Really feeling that big stretch across the chest in front of the shoulders. It's really good to target those muscles and stretch them, because with our poor posture, those muscles get shorter, which makes that poor posture more comfortable than correct posture. So we're lending to undoing that. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. And then, guys, fingertips up to the ceiling. And then just rest those arms at your sides. Gently rock from side to side. And we'll take one more moment here, just moving freely before I pull you off of the foam roller. I know, all good things must end. Kind of sad. I could stay here the whole time. Yeah, like I've tried to figure out actually how to sleep on a foam roller. It didn't work out that great, but I thought, hey, if we're lying down for 8 hours, what if we spent that time on a foam roller? How amazing would that be? But yeah, it didn't work. All right, for 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, you are lying down. I want you to continue to lie down, but just gently roll to the side such that you are lying on your mat. So just lie on your mat. You can kick those legs long. And just take a moment here, guys, and notice how your spine feels after that time spent on a foam roller. Feels pretty amazing. So just enjoy that sensation. Taking a few deep breaths for 3 and 2 and 1 and come to center. All right, guys, let's bend the knees, feet are flat. Take that foam roller and we're going to slide it under. So this time it's going to go across our mat and then we'll slide it under the thighs. Rest the thighs on the foam roller and then keeping your head down, lift those hips. So those hips are hovering in space just a few inches. And then you can kind of swish those feet from side to side, massaging out those hamstrings, noticing if there's any clunks. That would certainly be true for me. And then pause and then move that foam roller down just about an inch or two. And then lift those hips again and switch those feet from side to side. Whew, wow, my hamstrings feel tighter than normal today. And pause, and then roll that foam roller down a couple of inches again. By the way, guys, we do want to avoid the backs of the knees. There are pressure points back there that we don't want to mess with. And then, guys, just avoiding the back of the knees, you can begin to just position the foam roller wherever feels nice for you. And then just switch those feet from side to side. You can also wag those toes from side to side such that the head of the femur is rotating in the hip socket, and that'll also create a different sensation. So lots of options. Just move freely in a manner that feels good for you. And breathe. All right, for 2 and 1, let's lower the booty down. Keeping the head down, bend the knees, walking the heels towards the tush, and then lift those hips and place that foam roller back at about the tailbone area. So those hips are securely resting on the foam roller, and then let's bring those knees into tabletop. Let's pivot those knees over to the right, and we'll hang out here for a moment. So you've got a lot of spinal rotation going on. You've got a constant pressure on that right glute area. This feels really good. And breathe for 3 and 2, and then come to center slowly, feeling that terrific massage. And then let's bring those knees over to the left. And again, if the shoulder, so we definitely want to keep the head down, but if you keep both shoulder blades down, you'll feel more spinal rotation. And breathe for 3 and 2, and come back to center. All right, guys, from here, let's kick one leg long and begin to bicycle. And then let's begin to increase the I want to say circumference. I don't think that's quite the right word, but increase your range of motion as you're going through this range of motion. Yeah, looking so good. Loving it. So we're getting some work in here. We're getting some stretching in here. And if you think about it, again, we're correcting the posture because the hips are in front of the torso, which is the difference or different than the torso in front of the hips. All right, and then notice the direction of your pedaling and pause and begin to reverse the direction. And again, also begin to increase that range of motion. You guys look really, really graceful, kind of like synchronized swimmers almost. Yeah, I love it. Breathing, lengthening and strengthening. Woo! For 4 and 3. It's an interesting combination of work and stretch. And 2 and 1. Let's take both legs up to the ceiling. Open those legs wide like scissors and close and open and close. For 3 and 2. And the next time those legs are open, keep them open. And then let's shimmy over to one side, up to center, and then the other. I said the word shimmy, that's not quite correct. I guess roll from side to side would be more accurate. Keeping that head down, feeling that stretch on those adductor muscles, those inner thighs. For 3, by the way, we're not pushing our end range of motion. We're just kind of gently hanging out there. And 3, and 2, and 1, come back to center. Let's take those legs up to the ceiling again. Come into your Pilates V. If you're new to me, a Pilates V is where the heels are touching and the toes are apart and your feet look like a slice of pizza. We'll bend the knees in towards the chest. Those knees will separate. Kick those legs out long away from you and bring those legs back up towards the ceiling. If you wish, while you're going through this range of motion, you can begin to press those heels together, recruiting those inner thigh muscles to a greater degree. By the way, your core muscles are engaged. Your core muscles go all the way around your spine, much like a corset. You're using your breath to help cinch that corset tighter. Exhaling as though you're blowing out birthday candles will automatically cinch those core muscles together. Woo, for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's come back up to center. Bend those knees back into tabletop. And then slowly roll those knees to the right. Come to center and then slowly bring those knees to the left. And continue just taking that really terrific massage on that glute area, which should feel pretty amazing if you were with me the previous few workouts, because we targeted that. Actually, we kind of targeted everything. But yeah, definitely feeling this. Okay, guys, and then if you wish, you can pause, place those feet down, and then roll that foam roller up or down just a little bit, and then still keeping your hips on the foam roller, begin to roll from side to side, and notice how it feels a little different as you massage a different area of that glute area. Okay, and then if you feel really good hanging out on one side, go ahead and do that. And you can kind of take your legs and your knees and move them in little tiny circles, such that you're just moving your body just a little bit over a pressure point if it feels quite sensitive. This is a terrific thing to do. You might feel a muscular release for 2 and 1. And if you were choosing to do that, let's come over to the other side. And if you were not choosing to do that, that's fine. Just continue with whatever feels good. But those of you who were doing work on one side, I want to give you the opportunity to balance that out. Oh, and just enjoy. For 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center, and then let's lower those hips. Lower the feet. And then lift the hips and remove that foam roller from underneath you. So you're lying flat on the mat. All right, guys, let's kick those legs long, reach those arms up to the ceiling. And I'm going to cue this as though it's super easy. I know that it is not, and I'm going to modify myself. But if it feels good for you, flexing those feet, navel is tucked to the spine, looking through those fingertips. Take an inhale, and with an enormous exhale, roll up to seated. Oh, you guys are amazing. You're all so strong. I love it. And then once you're seated, grab that foam roller and place it behind you. All right. So I want it at about bra strap level. Fingertips laced behind the head. So the only rule here, guys, is we want to avoid the waist. So I want you to stay mid to upper back. Lift those hips and begin to roll forwards and backwards over your foam roller. You can come all the way up into that shoulder area. Yeah, and breathe. Keeping that head cradled in the hand. Woo, and just enjoy that massage. And then if you wish, you can take those elbows and pivot them over towards the left. So you're rolling up and down the left side of the spine. And just enjoy. For 3 and 2 and 1, come back to center. And then pivot over to the right. Just enjoy massaging out that side of the spine. And continue. Yeah, you might need to readjust frequently. You might get worked into a corner or whatever. So feel free to readjust at any time. And then coming back to center, let's roll up towards the shoulder area. So we're rolling more over that shoulder area. If that feels good to you. And then if you wish, guys, you can pause and take those feet and walk them over to the right. So you're at an angle on that foam roller. And then you can continue rolling up over those shoulders and just really enjoying that different angle, getting into that shoulder girdle. Just feeling, maybe you feel some knots in there. You can find stillness and then just sort of swish your upper body from side to side. So lots and lots of options here. And breathe. Keeping your head supported in your hands. If you wish, you can bring your head down and around the other side. I just do not want any heads dangling in space. So definitely resting the head in the hands. All right. And then pause. Let's pivot those feet back to center. And then we'll walk those feet over to the left and begin rolling. And again, notice if you're feeling or hearing ka-clunk clumps. Might be. And if you find a spot that's super sensitive, again, if you hang out on it and just move your body just tiny amounts over that spot, you might begin to feel a little release. Whew, wow, I need some tender spots for sure. By the way, guys, this is called myofascial release, and it's suggested to drink a lot of water after doing this type of work. Oh, wow, really feeling a little, almost like a little hard walnut in there. Yeah, so you might be feeling little tender spots or lumps or tight areas as well. All right, guys, and then just go ahead and balance this out. And when you feel balanced, we'll take just a little bit more time here, rolling in a manner that feels good for you before I pull us off of here to switch gears. Oh, again, this is so good. I hate to pull us off of here. You can do this all day. Yep. For 3 and 2 and 1. All right, let's lower the booty down and roll that foam roller back behind the waist. All right, so a moment ago I said we do not want to roll out over the waist, and that is true if we're right on top of the spine. However, if we target it at an angle, it's okay. So pivot those knees to the side and feel the pressure from the foam roller move to an angle on the spine. All right, and then if you wish, you can gently roll forwards and backwards, keeping that booty near the ground, maybe, or just keeping that booty on the ground so you can play with the amount of pressure. And the other thing to be aware of, guys, is that there are organs down here that are not protected by the ribs. So if any of this is uncomfortable, I just omit it and continue rolling that upper back area. So definitely making this work for you, whatever that looks like. Yeah, loving the variations. For 3 and 2 and 1, let's find stillness, lower that booty, and then we'll pivot those knees to the right. Yep, so now we're on the other side of the spine. And then begin to gently roll forwards and backwards. Or you can keep the booty down and rock from side to side. So again, lots and lots of options here. Oh, feels really good. I don't know about you guys in Southern California, but I love this weather. I feel so cozy. And my students in New Hampshire was talking about the leaves beginning to change and those fall crisp mornings, walking the dog. How fun. Although in Southern California, I'm sure in a week it'll be 90 again. All right, guys, for 2 and 1, and lower that booty down. Okay, well done. So hopefully your backs are feeling amazing. We did a lot of work from a lot of different angles there. Let's take that foam roller and put it under the calf area. So again, we want to avoid the back of the knee. There are pressure points we do not want to mess with. Just resting your calves on the foam roller. You can move in a manner that feels good for you. So you can rock those or wag those toes from side to side. You can just move your legs on the foam roller. So lots of options here. But I'm going to cue this in case you want more. So if you want more, you can take those hips and lift them and roll forwards and backwards on that foam roller. And while you're doing this, you can wag those toes from side to side if you wish. Oh, You can find stillness and just move over that particular area if it's sensitive. Yeah, I love it. I'm seeing toes moving all over the place. All right. And then, so just continue with what feels good for you. I'm going to throw out another option. In the event that you want even more, you can cross your calves over and kind of keep the cross, one leg on top of the other leg near where the foam roller is. You'll get the most bang for your buck. And then if you wish, you can press that top leg into that bottom leg and then continue with any of the previous combinations that we discussed. Oh, wow, feeling quite sensitive in there. I think I'm gonna not do that, but you're welcome to. And by the way, what feels nice for you, it will depend in part on the density of your foam roller. So if you have a really hard foam roller, it will create a more dense massage feeling. Oh. All right, if you're doing work on one leg, now would be the time to switch legs. I'll give you an opportunity to switch legs. Yeah. And just enjoying this sensation. Yeah, so talking about the different density of the foam rollers, I have a whole collection of foam rollers, and some of them remind me of like a big, I don't know, Eastern European, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, giving me like this crazy massage that is super hard. And then some of them are named Sophia, and they're like just light, airy, very massages. So it really does, the density of your foam roller really does make a difference on the experience that you're having. All right, for 2 and 1, let's go ahead and switch gears again. Roll that roller towards you, so it's between your heels and your tush. Hands are down behind you, and then we're going to lift the hips and sit on the foam roller. Keeping those hips, keeping the hands behind us for support. Let's begin to roll forwards and backwards over that glute area. Should feel pretty good. Yeah, so back to the density of the foam roller. So some of my students have been like, it hurts too much. And so I've suggested that they use a softer foam roller, and then suddenly they're all about the foam roller and love it. So it does really make a difference. All right, guys, so as we're going through this range of motion, if you wish, you can kind of shimmy from side to side, moving those knees. Yeah, so just making this feel good for you. In just a moment, I'll provide a few different cues to make this more intense, but if you wish, you can always continue with this version. Yeah, wow, that feels amazing. I feel like I can just like say, wow, that feels amazing, and just take that and just repeat it over and over, because that's pretty much what I'm doing, I feel like. All right, guys, let's find stillness. And then if you wish, you can take that right ankle over the left knee. And then you can bring all of that over to the left, and then just really focus on that left booty cheek area. And just, again, move your body in a manner that makes this most meaningful for you and feels best for you. And just enjoy. Did I mention this feels terrific? Yeah, I know. I can tell you guys are loving it too. If you're with me on YouTube, I want to welcome you. I'm so glad that you found me. I hope you come back and watch more videos. I just started this YouTube channel. I've got literally hundreds of videos, because I've been doing this and recording them since the beginning of the pandemic. And then I just started this YouTube channel, and some of my YouTube videos have like 12 views. I'm like, woo, 12 views. So this is kind of fun. But anyways, I'm really glad that you're here with me on YouTube if you found me on YouTube. All right, guys, I'm going to give an opportunity to switch sides. So let's come back to center, and then take that left ankle, cross it over the right knee. And then if you wish, you can take all this down to the right and roll out that right booty cheek area. Yeah, and breathe. Woo. Yeah, this feels amazing after all that work we did this week. Yeah. So by shifting the body from side to side, you're really able to get into that massage area um, from different angles. So you might feel a different experience doing that. And then once you get into those areas, I almost feel like the muscles, they kind of relax and get out of the way so you can get to a deeper level of muscles. I don't know if that's true, but that's just personally how it feels for me while I'm doing this. So when you get to those deeper levels, yeah, they can be quite sensitive. So just spending some time here enjoying. Whew. For 2 and 1. And then guys, I'll give us just a little bit more free time while we're sitting on the foam roller before I pull us off and move on. So just take a moment here and notice how maybe it feels a little different than it did in the beginning when we first started doing this. It does for me. It's an interesting combination. It's a combination of feeling a little more relaxed and loose, but also I feel like those little zinger spots are more readily accessible to roll over. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting combination. Whew, all right, for 2 and 1. Okay, let's roll off of the foam roller. And then we'll take that foam roller and we'll put it over to the right side of our body. So it's kind of going the length of our body. And then we'll lean over it. Okay, and then we'll place it up under the rib area. And then if you wish, in a manner that makes sense for your lower body, you can begin to roll forwards and backwards, really targeting that side body area. And frequently this area hurts so good, so you can apply less pressure from your body into the foam roller by having less weight on it, clearly by having your body lower to the ground. I'm a law school dropout. I got halfway through law school and I decided that was not the profession for me. But I was always amazed at how you could take something so simple and describe it in so many words. And I feel like I just did that. I think I gave like 5 ideas to basically point out something that's like super obvious. Yeah, kind of funny. All right. For 2 and 1, let's find stillness. All right, guys, what we're about to do next frequently hurts so good. So just be aware of that going into it. Keeping the foam roller to our side again, let's go ahead and have a seat on it. And then take that top leg, we'll bring it in front. Yeah, you guessed it. And then we'll begin to roll out the side of the leg and that hip area. Yeah. And again, the only thing is we want to avoid the knee. So this area frequently is super, super tender. Woo. And just enjoy. That might not be the right word. All right. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then, however you wish, let's come to center, and then we'll do that little sequence on the other side. So we'll take that foam roller and place it over to the left side of our body, and we'll start on that lat area on the side of the body. Yeah, so you can even just be still here, and in other words, not roll forwards and backwards, and just kind of rock forwards and backwards. So there's lots and lots of options here, guys, to roll out this side area. Ooh. Yeah, so when I went to law school, my goal was I wanted to prosecute the criminals that committed crimes against juveniles, because in that role, the juveniles developed a strong bond with the attorney, and that, you know, it's obviously traumatic, and there's a sense of trust and empowerment that the attorney can instill in the child victim. And I was really attracted to doing that. And then while I was going to law school, I was working at the DA's office with crime victims and reading lots of police reports and going to court with crime victims. and it just became way too heavy for me. All right, we're going to switch sides, or not switch sides, but switch, so we're coming on to that hip area. And we're gonna roll out this area. Yeah, so I just decided I could better help children by coming from a platform of joy than kind of doing all that really heavy work. So fast forward a couple of years, I was teaching yoga in kids yoga in a domestic violence shelter. So that was kind of cool. So I was able to bring some joy in, and that felt better. Wow, this is so sensitive. And breathing. And my mom, who's like the kindest woman in the world, when I told her I was quitting law school, she was like, oh, thank God. She's like, I did not like who you were becoming. And I think that's because I was questioning everything she said. For 2 and 1. All right, switching gears, guys. Let's come to an all fours position with the foam roller sort of underneath us, down towards our knees. All right, and then again, avoiding the knees, let's drape our thighs across that foam roller, and we'll come onto those elbows. And then again, did I mention we're avoiding the knees? Let's begin to roll forwards and backwards over those quadriceps muscles. Ooh, and just enjoy that sensation. Wow. You guys, we really targeted these muscles also this week, so might be feeling a little sensitive. Woo. All right, guys, and then find stillness, bend those knees, and let's switch those feet from side to side. And notice how that feels. And then if you wish, you can roll forwards or backwards about an inch or 2 and continue. In fact, you can roll forwards and backwards a lot if you wish. Yeah, so again, just make this meaningful for you. And breathe. Did I mention this feels amazing? Yeah, you guys look like you're really enjoying this. Hi. Love it.
All around the same street.
For 3 and 2 and 1 and come back to center. All right, guys, so let's come to a kneeling position again. Hands on knees. And we'll take this foam roller, put it upright, and come to a standing position. Man, I hope you guys feel amazing. I feel like that flew by today. Let's swing those arms from side to side. Taking lady in the park. Notice how your body feels after all of that activity. I hope you feel amazing for 2. Whoops. And 1, come to center. And then let's reach those arms overhead, drop those shoulders, curl those fingertips over, tuck the chin to the chest, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. When you get down to the bottom, nod your head. Heck yes, I feel amazing. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then softness in the knees, head is heavy, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Oh, coming all the way up. When you get to the top, bring those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down, and walk into your day and your weekend with your awesome posture. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. If you're with me on YouTube, please like, comment nicely, and subscribe.